Games was able to set a perfect lap record so far. Here we have Goku Games, who's ready. The Echo Racing team has ready and has been practicing on qualify and a few laps for practice so far. Here for the Australian Grand Prix, Goku Games was able to set a perfect lap record and do an amazing job going around turn 1 and into the next corner. And his teammate is gonna be shown next. And yeah. Next we have Goku Games' teammate, the Williams, who did a great job going into the DRS zone for a new Echo Racing team, for a brand new team car, and a brand new dawn for that team, for a new racing team, Echo Racing, created from AVAX from last year. They did even better for practicing for the Australian Grand Prix. However, they did suffer a few penalties for cutting some corners and going off the track limits. But surprisingly, one of the Echoes, the Williams, was allowed to finish their lap, and they have finished their lap and are starting in their end position. Next we have Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc, the Frenchman, has had a perfect lap today. He has not suffered any issues, but a little bit he kind of went over the track limits too. But Charles Leclerc has kept going, and he is ready for the Australian Grand Prix. His teammate Carlos Sainz will start in the back, right behind one of the Red Bulls or Mercedes. Charles Leclerc missed track a few times and went off the track limits, as you could see. Next we have Carlos Sainz's teammate, Charles Leclerc's teammate, which he did amazing, and doing smooth driving around the corners here in Australia for a perfect lap here in Australia. Although he went off the track a bit, he saved it, and he almost slid and crashed. But surprisingly, he stopped that from happening because he was smooth driving. Sainz is going to start in a random position for the Australian Grand Prix this week. But surprisingly, he was on his final practice lap and was able to finish. Max Verstappen was able to run a perfect lap during practice. Max Verstappen, the best Dutchman, Red Bull, 3-time world champion, has did a great job during practice. Hamilton, from the last year, his first world championship went great. Now Max Verstappen had a perfect lap time, right with his teammate Sergio Perez. Max Verstappen was able to set the perfect lap, almost passed his teammate in his perfect lap record. Although he got a few penalties and hit the wall a few times, almost had some rear wing damage. Perez, on the other hand, did a fabulous job with DRS. High speed. The Mexican did an amazing job. He had a perfect lap time record. Sergio Perez is going to start in a different position for the Australian Grand Prix. Although he cut a few corners, he still made it to the end of his lap. Surprisingly, he almost crashed, but surprisingly, he stopped that from happening. He was very cautious around each corner of the track here in Australia, Albert Park. Then he was able to finish his lap. Here in Australia. The Williams racing team, Alex Albon, has had a bad start to his first lap of practicing. So far, he regained the position, and he regained his focus, and he's back on track. Alex Albon comes around, who used to be a Red Bull driver, is now a Williams driver, racing for the Williams racing team. So far, everything was going great for the Englishman. So far, everything was going great, but then, surprisingly, he had a perfect lap. So far, on the other hand, Logan Sargent wasn't able to make his lap. He had a car issue, spinning out into the DRS zone here in Australia and had a very severe crash. Surprisingly, he will still race this week